The Red Wings finally break the curse in Philly behind Moritz Seider's fantastic individual performance. And then, of course, previewing Philly today on Locked On Red Wings.
You're Locked On Red Wings, your daily podcast on the Detroit Red Wings. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What, did you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Was that funny?
Funny? Haha funny? Like a clown?
Or were you laughing at me?
Yes.
Oh.
That's
Well.
usually the case.
Well,
I'm still here, by the way. We're
This is why
still
you're
here.
getting- this is why you're getting-
still here.
things like that, Scotty, are why you're getting fired, and the Twitter community agrees.
Man, I had shooters. Man. I had people out there going, if I get fired, we riot. I got shooters out here.
That's why 58%, but still 58% or whatever it was, thought
It was
that there
over
were-
50.
there
There
were
were three
fewer-
options.
There were fewer days before you got fired than there are hair on my head. And I mean, have you seen this? Scotty, you're in real trouble here, buddy. So you better don't peek between your fingers. You better count your blessings, man. You're on thin ice. Thin ice. Welcome to Locked On.
I'm a big dude, man. Thin ice and me don't mix very well.
You better be careful. You're gonna come crashing down. Welcome to back to Locked On Red Wings podcast. We're your hosts, Brian Fisher and Scotty Bentley. Scotty's also host over at Locked On Tigers. Thanks for making us your first listen every single day. We are free and available on all platforms, including YouTube, where we are at, 325 subscribers now?
3-something, yeah.
And a lot of credit given to the Vlad Nemesnikov stick giveaway.
Winner announced at the end of the show today.
Where the winner is being announced at the end of the show. So make sure you stay tuned. But Scotty, first and foremost, before we get to any of that, how about them Red Wings coming back off of All-Star break and just boom, 6-3 pounding in Philly, breaking the curse. Now, they did have an overtime win. I think last year or the year before. It wasn't last year. Yeah, they didn't play out of division last year.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago in Philly, but this is the first regulation win they've had in the regular season in Philly since 1997. The last regulation win they've had since before they beat Philly in the Stanley Cup final.
They have not beaten, the Red Wings have not won a game in regulation in Philly in my lifetime. That was the first one.
Oh,
I was born in 98. That
I'm
is
a
quite
96
literally the first time we have won in Philly in my entire life.
your baby.
How wild is that?
It is really wild, though. And it's crazy, too, because you don't think of... I mean, for a long time there, the Red Wings didn't play in the Eastern Conference, so they saw them. They went to Philly one time a year.
Right.
So it's feasible. But then, what year was it? They finally made the move over to the Eastern Conference. Was it 2014? Yeah, because that's when they played Boston and lost in 5.
Yep.
So there's been almost a decade at this point of playing each other 3 times a year, 4 times a year even, and not winning a game in Philly with the exception of one overtime win. So clearly, the reason why we weren't winning games in Philly was because the Red Wings didn't have Moritz Seider on the roster. Like they had
Lindstrom for like a decade, but
that's not Moritz Seider.
You're correct. You are correct. Nick Lindstrom is not Moritz Seider.
Factually, that is correct.
You are right.
He is a beast of his own merit, and Moritz Seider just owns the state of Pennsylvania because they played Pittsburgh,
Dog
in Pittsburgh,
walked
I
Sidney
believe,
Crosby,
and just
dog walked him.
Bullied Crosby and the Penguins. They go back to Philly 2 weeks later. No, they go to Philly 2 weeks later now, and now they beat up on the Philadelphia Flyers thanks to another stellar individual performance from Moritz Seider. And we're leading the show with Moritz Seider just because he's so good, Scotty. He's so good. I'm so hype. I'm freaking out here. He's legitimately just like. We talk, and I tweeted about it, like half in jest, half tongue in cheek, but like he seriously, not maybe, but will get Norris votes. Will he be near the top? No, I don't think so. But like he's playing good enough his rookie season, not just to get first place Calder votes, which he will get first place Calder votes, but to maybe get Norris Trophy votes in his rookie season. Dude's been unreal.
He was unbelievable on what day was that? Thursday? No, today's Thursday. Wednesday. He was unreal, man. He was unreal. Like there was, I mean, the one shift, right, where he had the puck for almost a minute, 40 something seconds. He had the puck on his stick for 45 straight seconds on a penalty kill. And went in the zone, out of the zone, back around, faked a clear, went back, then actually cleared it. Dude is nutty. He is so unbelievably talented, and it's just like they're here, man. Like this is what I think about all the time. Whenever Raymond does something, or Seider does something, or Ned has a good game, even. And you know, Ned was a trade, and we didn't get like the hype leading up to him like we did Raymond and Seider, but the lore around these two guys has been going on for a while, and for Seider specifically, it's been going on for years now. And we're like, okay, like when he's here, like stuff's gonna get a lot better.
Yeah, but like Scotty, I knew he was gonna be good. Mm-hmm. All of Detroit Twitter knew he was gonna be good. But did anyone expect him to be this dominant? And we've had this conversation 1,000 times, but he goes out there every single night, and he furthers the argument that he should be the Calder favorite, in our minds at least, and many minds. I mean, there's, Trevor Zegras is up there as well, but like he very much deserves the Calder Trophy through however many games Red Wings have played at this point, 48 games. And I'm looking at the box score from last night, and he had another night of leading the team in minutes with 23 minutes and 2 seconds as a rookie. And then he goes out and he shows out as a rookie, killing 40 seconds on a penalty kill single-handedly by skating it up the ice, then back down the ice, then back down the ice, and then also leveling out huge, massive hits. This guy is doing everything on this team. I believe, hold on, he also helped produce offenses. He got the primary assist on Dylan Larkin's power play goal as well, and the primary assist on Robby Fabbri's goal. So he had 2 assists, single-handedly killed half a penalty kill, and laid out a big physical hit. The guy can do it all, and he's 21 years old as a rookie.
He's okay. He's not bad at the game of hockey. Certainly.
Can you sense my excitement here?
No, and it's justified, and that's my point. Like that's my point is there's been a lore around him for so long, and so often we see players who get overhyped by their own fan bases and are kind of labeled, put really lofty expectations on them and maybe don't live up to it. And very seldom do dudes come up with those crazy high expectations and then not only live up to them, but honestly surpass them. And it leaves me speechless. He truly is remarkable, and without a doubt in my mind, he should win the Calder.
Yeah, I mean, he's leading all rookies in assists with 27. He's 4th in total points at 31, behind Lucas Raymond, who's at 37, Zegras 32, Lundell at 32, and then he's also that's it. Those are the only 2. But the point being is that he's right up there in points and assists. He's leading the all rookies in assists. He's just from defense, man. Just the amount he is capable of doing from defense. It's not like he's going out there and he's scoring highlight reel goals. That's not his game.
Right.
I mean, he will score a pretty goal or two every now and again, but not to the caliber of what Trevor Zegras is doing. Sure. But it's all the other things he does. He just is already such a complete player at 21 years old. Watching him play, I genuinely have no idea how to critique and say this is what he has to improve on. Because he's already the best defenseman on this team, and he's already one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League.
And I think the other, to like piggyback off that, is you think, okay, well, he's only what, 21? Like he's still so young. There's so much room for him to like grow. That's what you tell yourself with all rookies, right? Like he can get so much better. That's horrifying for the rest of the league. Like,
yeah,
how you watch him and you're like, okay, there might be some small stuff here or there every once in a while that you can tighten up, like anybody, sure. But as a whole, it's like if he gets better, like if he gets better for the next 3 seasons in a row and comes in each of the next 3 years better and better, the Norris should be renamed the Seider.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is it's even scary is he's not 21. He's 20.
Oh, there you go.
So he's another year younger. I double checked that now while you were talking.
Right, D2. Yeah.
And I was like, guys, I love this man. I love defenseman.
He's got great flow too.
He does have great flow, and he's really he seems like a really funny person too.
Yeah.
But that's getting into the off ice.
They did like the video today. They sent a thing where they asked everybody on the team to give a 1-word reaction to Mo Seider, or a 1-word like description of Mo Seider. And like half of them were goofball, and another large majority was beauty. Those were the 2 most common ones.
Oh man,
couldn't have said it better myself.
Red Wings fans,
my goofy beauty,
my goofy German beauty.
Yes.
Guys, such an exciting time to be a Red Wings fan. It is. We're back. We're coming back. A 500 record in February, mid-February. Still in this with young talent that's already dominating the team with room to grow years to come. This team's back. It's
we
back.
We are back.
Just like Built Bars.
That was crispy.
This time of year, we've all pretty much given up on our New Year's resolutions, but this year, you're going to say no. Because this year, you have Built Bar to help you stick to it. Because if eating right and getting healthy is your New Year's resolution, Built Bar makes it easy because they taste so GD good. Have you tried their puffs? If you haven't, you're missing out on one of Built Bar's best tasting bars. Puffs are the first ever protein-infused marshmallow. They're fluffy. They're marshmallowy. They're not just a protein bar. They're a cheat, and they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors. Yummy, cinnamony churro, coconut marshmallow, banana cream pie. So good. These are going to be your new favorite. So go to Built.com and scroll down to the macros chart. You'll be blown away. High protein, low cal, high fiber, low carb. Most protein bars contain 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, 4 net carbs, and 17 grams of protein. Compare that to a candy bar, which usually has around 240 calories, 30 grams of sugar, and dozens of net carbs. So go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. Scotty, there's another rookie we got to talk about in today's episode. Lucas Raymond, who, by the way, leads all rookies in total points.
And leads the Detroit Red Wings in assists.
Whole
team.
And he finally broke his scoring drought. I think it was at 9 games after he broke his last scoring drought 9. And then went on another one. So he finally scored a goal. Nice, didn't give up on the play. I think he got the rebound off his own shots.
Yep.
Put it away.
Nice little move in front of the net, too.
But he had a good game. He a goal and an assist, I believe, in this one. Playing on that top line was Zadina and Larkin, which is another 2 guys we got to. There's so many players to talk about in this game, just a ton. But it was a nice game from Raymond, where he finally got rewarded for his hard work, because he has been working hard in every single game, and he's been showing up on the stat sheet via assists, which is something we've talked about. His scoring has cooled off, which means he has been making headlines as much. But he's still been getting assists playing on that top line of Larkin, Bertuzzi, Nemesnikov, or even Zadina now. Still facilitating plays with that hockey IQ. So it's nice to see the scoring drought finally get snapped and to see him finally get rewarded for all the hard work he's putting in, because he definitely still deserves to be in that Calder conversation.
Yeah, 100%. I still think most people would have him at 3. You know what I mean? Like, unless he goes out there and gets, a hattie or goes on a goal streak or something, he'll probably stay at 3. He'd have to go on another heater. But yeah, it's important not to, in case you forgot, that boy pretty nice too. So it was nice to see, though. I think the biggest thing was just ending the goals drought, and he put a nice little move there in front of the net. Yeah. It was solid. On that top line with, I don't know if you want to transition to this now, but I mean, sharing a top line with Zadina. And that was something that we talked about I think when Nolan was on, we talked about that, right?
Yes. When don't we talk about Zadina?
Right, yeah, true. That Zadina practiced with the top line, and they kept that for the game. And I thought the line was pretty productive, honestly. Zadina had an opportunity very early in the game, too, and it was not a very good shot. Hit the goalie either right in the gut or right in the pad or something. It wasn't very, kind of like what Nolan said, honestly. It wasn't very creative, just kind of flicked the puck to make sure he got a shot on net, and he did. But his defense continues to impress me. I thought he had a pretty solid defensive game. And the line as a whole was productive. So he was, not a turnover machine or anything. I was pretty pleased with that. And Raymond was a huge part, obviously, of the production of that line. Larkin had a great game. All around, man. It was fun. But that top line was really solid with Zadina still on it. And Raymond is a massive part to why. And like you said, I think on the general outscope, the general scope, I just combined outlook and scope. I
love you so much. It's so stupid.
In the
I was trying to hold it in.
In the hashtag outscope of the season. I think it's just important to remember, you know what? Raymond hasn't been putting the puck in the back of the net lately, much of the last 20 games. But the assist numbers are still very much there. He is still a big reason why that top line is so productive. And Dylan Larkin is thankful every single day that Lucas Raymond's a line mate of his.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and also, let's be careful not to discount what Larkin's done as well, because they definitely feed off of each other.
Absolutely.
I mean, Dylan Larkin scored the game opening goal yet again, and I think he leads the NHL in game opening goals at like 8 or 9. I was actually
watching. We're an incredible first period team. We're just like the worst third period team in hockey.
Well, we held.
We held a 1-goal lead. We held
and expanded
it.
Made it a 3-goal and
expanded it before they pulled. Yeah, too.
It was just crazy. Giovanni Smith.
Woo! The dog, baby.
Well, and I guess there's so much to talk about this game, and we don't have enough time. So I'll kind of rapid fire my points on that top line real quick. Zadina looked not out of place. And I'm getting to a point now where I think you could slot anyone on that top line with Larkin and Raymond, and they probably look pretty good. But Zadina looked out of place, and there was one specific moment where I was impressed with his creativity, something that we've been harsh on, and his ability to make himself he had puck possession. He got himself an open space. He kept possession. He went around the net, and then he did the uncreative thing where he just shot the puck from along the boards, along the goal line, where a 0% chance angle instead of trying to make a pass or maintain possession. So that's probably where what Nolan was saying is in it, where he's got the skill set and the move set, but when it comes to trying to score goals, he has no confidence right now.
Right.
And I think that's where he's at. Regarding Raymond, he's great. That's my thought.
Great.
That's my
he's
thought.
Great. No, he is. And it's these rookies, man.
Yeah.
Ned didn't have a great game.
Yeah, but you know what? He kept them in it.
No, and that he more than deserves I'm going to keep you in the game, you finish the job performance, as we've said a million times. He deserves that. So no disrespect at all.
Larkin looked like Larkin. He's been an elite one center all season long, and he just continues to build on that. I think he obviously had another goal. How many assists did he have in this game?
So fast, man. He looks so, and he always looks fast, but he looks so fast.
All 6 of the other forward lines actually produced too. The Guelph Storm line looked amazing again. Bertuzzi had another assist. Fabs had a goal. I don't think Pius Suter did much in this one.
Suter scored.
Pius Suter scored. How did I forget about that? Yeah, you're right. I actually watched that goal. Brain fart on my part. Yeah, the entire Guelph Storm line produced offense in this game.
They're so good. It's so crazy. They talked to Suter about it in which intermission was it? Whatever. In one of the intermissions, they asked Suter about it. They're like, what's it like, playing with the boys, with the Guelph boys? And he was like, yeah, honestly, what people don't realize is we actually played together as a line in juniors a while before that even. And then we've just always found a way to keep playing with each other somehow. We got great chemistry and the boys are buzzing. And we were like, hell yeah, baby.
At what point we need to have maybe this is better served for our trade deadline conversation, but what to do with Pius Suter too, because he's really
I don't know how much
heated up.
Value he has, but yeah, lately he's been good.
Well,
that's definitely a trade deadline thing.
Keep him, remove him, because
for sure.
We talked with Jake Rivard about his 3-part series, and you got to find another true second line center. But that Guelph Storm line is playing so good together. Like,
it's tough to break it up.
Do you want to just try it going forward, making that, because your top two lines aren't the lines that they're not the lines that aren't the problem. They aren't the lines. I don't
know if long term they believe that Pius Suter's a 2C on a contending team.
That becomes the thing. But when the chemistry is this good, do you really want to risk breaking that up? I mean, I guess if you think you're going to get a way better player in return, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's a trade deadline talk for sure.
We got to plot out.
I just want to say also the forechecking the entire game was fantastic. And in the third period, that is the best I have seen a Red Wings team forecheck in, I don't even know if I could tell you, in seasons. The Philadelphia did nothing in the third. Nothing.
Yeah, they had no shot until like the last 5 minutes in the third period.
Nothing,
crazy like
dog. That. The forechecking was a big, because the defense itself wasn't that fantastic outside of Seider. I mean, Mark Stahl, I've never seen a defenseman look so great offensively and so horrible defensively in the same game.
Experience Mark Stahl hockey.
That was remarkable. Yeah, but this was like an extreme, dog. Yeah. Like he was so good on offense and horrific. He had such a brutal defensive game. But the forechecking was unbelievable the whole game, but specifically in the third, it prevented Philadelphia from literally being able to do anything.
Well, and it was all four lines too, and that's something I kind of touched on, but I wanted to go a little bit more into, was that the third and fourth line were no slouches either today. Nemesnikov got an empty net goal, so
Giovanni,
it is what it is. But that's a goal for that line. The fourth line scored with Giovanni Smith.
Little snipe show.
He has a very hard and accurate wrist shot. That's why he needs to take more wrist shots.
It was 5-hole too.
Yeah.
I mean, he caught Hart cold, man. He didn't know which way was up. He got him.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, also Joe Veleno, you got to give credit to him.
Great setup for sure.
Even before he went down to Grand Rapids for the All-Star break, he was starting to heat up and play more solid games on both ends of the ice, and that continued in this game too. He's looking a lot more confident these last couple of weeks.
He set up the Giovanni goal. Yeah, he did. He set up the Giovanni goal so well. Nice little pass to the outside, and then set like a moving humid screen kind of thing toward the net. It was really, really well set up. Veleno deserves a ton of credit for that one.
I mean, and we've been hard on Veleno in recent weeks.
Yeah,
and
deservedly so, I think.
And to see his play start to uptick is really nice to see.
Absolutely.
That's all my game notes on this game. We rapid fired there. We went on about Mo for so long. We had to
I
know. Let's go. We got so many thoughts.
No, I think we covered everything though. It was hell of a performance. I mean, just besides that, it was just the nonsense of, for the first 2 goals, 3 goals. Them scoring right after 20 seconds after we scored every single time was very obnoxious, but the real gonna prevail.
If you're looking to prevail, you probably have your best shot at betonline.net.
Wow, that's an all-timer.
Thank you. BetOnline has you covered this season with more props, odds, lines than ever before as football continues its march through the playoffs with the Super Bowl on Sunday, guys, just 2 days away. BetOnline.net remains the best spot for all your sports scores, podcasts, and news this season. And it's not just football. BetOnline has up-to-the-minute info on pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, along with live real-time updates of current games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the new amazing offers available for the 2022 season. BetOnline. Where the game starts. Your screen was frozen to me when you said BetOnline, so it kind of spooked me because it looked like you weren't paying attention.
Boo.
No, you're moving now.
Oh,
okay. Well, anyways, let's preview the Philadelphia Flyers game.
Team we haven't played in a while.
Yeah, seriously. It's a noon game on Saturday at Little Caesars Arena because at 8 o'clock, or is it 7:30? Or is it 7? I don't know. In the evening, they got the duel in the D between Michigan and Michigan State. I'm working the evening game, and I don't even know.
Hell yeah.
We ball.
Proud of you. We ball anyway.
Hashtag dynamic threat.
Brian Fisher is the textbook definition of a dynamic threat, baby.
Yeah, Scotty. So let's break down. It's kind of silly to say let's break down the Philadelphia Flyers, considering they just played them. But if you're looking at them statistically speaking and the threats that they are, really the main threats that they are Claude Giroux, who is possibly getting moved at the trade deadline. There have been rumblings that he wants out. And Cam Atkinson both have 36 points in 43 games and 46 games respectively. Both having pretty solid seasons, but outside of that, they're not necessarily an offensive powerhouse team. And we saw that a little bit on Wednesday when these two teams played last. It's most of their goals happened because Ned was just a little bit off his game. And not saying it was 100% his fault. Defense in front of him wasn't any good either, but they only had 26 shots, 23 shots on net, something like that. So it's just, if they can come out at LCA playing the game they did in Philly with Ned playing on top of his head, I mean, it's got Detroit Red Wings win written all over it.
Yeah, I mean the whenever you play a back-to-back, a home road back-to-back, with the Red Wings specifically, you get a little nervous for the road game, but you're like, well, we'll bag the home game. The fact that we already got road game, out of the way, took that dub, let's go home, has me feeling great about it for sure.
Well, and the one thing you got to look out for, this is the 8th place Philadelphia Flyers. They're last in their division. The one thing you got to look out for is Carter Hart, because Carter Hart has been so good this season.
He's got a high ceiling still. This is going to make people upset. I love Carter Hart. I really do.
Why would that make people upset? There's nothing to hate about him.
No, dude, people don't like Philly. People don't like Philly.
I can separate a team and the individual players that play on.
Okay, sure. I'm a big Carter Hart fan. I still think, I know he's had kind of a rocky start to the career, but I still believe in the hype. And I still think he has an incredibly high ceiling, and he's shown it in flashes, and people forget how young he is. I'm still a big believer in him. So anytime we play Philly, that's always kind of in the back of my mind of we got the better of him on Wednesday. That's for damn sure. He didn't look very good.
No, he didn't.
And we took advantage. And I'm hoping we're able to do that again. But he has shown the ability to stand on his head for a game or two in a row there. So something to watch out for.
Oh, and he's having a statistically comparable season to Alexander Nedeljkovic on a much worse team. I mean, this is a team that's 8th in the Metro Division, dead last. A team that really people thought coming in, like Philly every single year, should be a playoff team. People always think they are going to be, and then they're 1 year they're hot, 1 year they're cold. It's a seesaw with the Philadelphia Flyers. This year they're just a bottom feeder for some reason. But Carter Hart has been the one guy on that team who has been consistent. Statistically comparable season to Alexander Nedeljkovic on a team that's way worse. So that's where it becomes kind of like your X factor. We talk about X factors now as kind of like a built-in mini segment to our previews, where you look at one player who can steer the course of the game for either team. And on both teams, honestly, I think my X factors in this game are the goaltenders. Alex Nedeljkovic neither goalie had a solid game in Philly. Nedeljkovic had an .865 save percentage, I believe, because he only faced 26 shots, made 23 saves. Carter Hart got shelled by the Red Wings, let in 5 goals. Not really his fault, but if he can stand on his head, because you have to fear those goalie bounce back games, because your goalie has 2 directions he's going to go to.
Especially when you're to the Detroit Red Wings. Yes. We've been handing those out like crazy. So yeah.
And if goalies have 2 directions they go to after a hard loss, either confidence tanks and they suck for 6 straight games, or they get pissed. And it's just like, I don't care how many shots you take, I'm saving them. And Carter Hart strikes me as the latter.
He's got a little bit of dog in him.
Yeah, got a little bit of a dog in him.
Got that dog in him. Yeah.
So
I agree with you. So. Yeah, I agree with you. And it's definitely, I completely agree that's the goalie situation, I think, is the biggest factor, because we know what we're going to get from the defense pretty much night in and night out. We know what we're going to get from Moritz Seider. We know what we're going to get from our top 6. Pretty much night in and night out, especially since the Guelph line formed.
Yes.
The bottom 6, that's been our X factor a lot, right? Because that is kind of one of the more inconsistent parts of this team. But given this matchup, I couldn't agree more. I think this has a game that's heavily dependent on a goalie battle for sure.
Well, another thing to consider too is the defense is getting markedly worse. Much worse.
Is that like,
I don't know.
Is that like a Freudian slip because of Mark Stahl?
No, I was gonna say because Pronik got placed in the COVID-19 protocol.
Markably, with a C.
You're fired. Yeah, Phil Peronic got placed on the COVID-19 protocols. And so that's your second best defenseman, eats up the second most minutes on your team. Yeah, I think that was a slip there. I meant to say defense, but I think team is true too. And now he's gone. He's going to be on COVID-19 protocols unless he was a false positive, which I guess is possible. So you're now hoping a defenseman can step up and fill that role in the second defensive pairing with, I think, Nick Leddy's still out. So now your entire second defensive pairing was wiped out. So
what do you think it's going to be? Stahl and who?
Lindstrom. Stahl and Lindstrom.
Gotta
step
be,
up
right?
on the second pair.
Yeah.
But then your third pair becomes what? Danny DeKaiser, and who are they going to call up to play defense with him? Because Troy Stetcher's still not back. Leddy's out. Hronik's out.
Osterley.
Osterley's going to be playing with Seider.
Right.
Right? You're running out of defensemen to call up.
And we waived, what's his face?
Like, we're off the top of our head, guys. We don't have the Red Wings depth chart in front of us, so we're
that's it.
You can call up Luke Witkowski again, because I guess you're not really afraid he's going to get claimed off waivers when you send him back down. I guess we'll find out.
It's gonna be a barn burner.
We might be just forgetting a name. That's quite possible. We're human. Your eyes. You're like, I swear I'm forgetting someone. That's
I know. This is me saying I don't think we're forgetting someone, and I'm genuinely perplexed on who's gonna play third D. We'll see. Third right's gonna be crazy.
You might. All right, Scotty.
I don't even know where your head was at there.
I don't know.
You want to announce the winner?
Yeah, let's just hard pivot.
All right.
I've had my best transition ever today and my worst transition ever today.
Yeah, I think that's incredibly accurate. Okay. We have fun around here. The winner of the Vlad Namestnikov game-used stick is... Are you going to drum roll? No?
I got the stick in my hand.
Can you hear this? Okay. I don't even think we can hear this. At Sealed7 on Twitter. That is our winner. His Twitter and his Twitter name are both Sealed7, so I actually don't know his actual name. But Sealed7, you are the winner of the Vlad Namestnikov game-used stick. You reach out to us, just shoot us a DM. We'll work everything out and get it shipped your way, baby.
Yeah, you can DM either myself at Brian Fisher 971, Scotty at Bentley Scotty, or the Locked On Red Wings Twitter page at LO_Red Wings.
DMs.
All open DMs. I'm desperate for somebody to talk to me. I'm so lonely.
I don't think you realize how quickly that's getting clipped. that is going on Twitter ASAP. ASAP.
Not if I cut it out of the episode.
Dude, we're fighting if you do. I swear.
Well, then you're out of a job because apparently most of the Twitter followers already think you're gonna be.
Whatever, man. Congrats at Sealed7.
You are the proud owner of a game-used Vladislav Namestnikov stick who scored an empty netter the other night in Philly. Nice little spin move he made.
Yeah,
thanks for making Locked On Red Wings your first listen every day. Now make your second listen Locked On Bets with expert analysis and insight from Lee Sterling, hosted by your boy Q. They're your one-stop shop for all your gambling needs. They're free and available on all platforms. I think I said that as backwards as possible.
I think you did.
But I got all the info in there.
You did.
We'll be back with a game recap on Monday for the second Philly game. Any final thoughts before I tune this out?
We ball.
Same time, same place. To your team. Every day.
Every day.